about that a little bit today. So here's 10 tips that I think you can really leave behind and take with you and actually put into action quickly and succinctly. Number one, the content marketing plan. Very few people even know what a content marketing plan, I must confess, is. We develop these all day, every day for clients. We take a very strategic approach of this. We look at the overall scope of the project. We do a lot of competitive research, a lot of customer analysis and profiling. We do keyword research to find out what's hot and what's not. And we really start engagements here with a big, thick, juicy document that actually is a series of documents, some of them Excel spreadsheets, some of them just analysis of and reports that we generate from our technology platforms. But we're rolling this all up to really ask ourselves three questions. How much content do we need? How good does it have to be? And how frequently do we need to publish it? Those are the big three questions that a content marketing plan should answer for you. The next thing that I would encourage you to do, the next tip here with regards to content marketing, is use the free research tools to try to sort out what kind of position a domain has in the search engines currently, what you should be going after that your competitors are achieving success for, where you stand versus the competition. These are critical factors, and there are so many great free research tools out there that I would encourage all of you to chime in and take a look. Next, competitive intelligence helps to pinpoint the opportunities. This is a report that we can generate either manually or using free research tools and some other paid tools that we use. But the net of it is we want to understand, if possible, how a particular site is performing in the search engines versus the competition. And we can get extremely more granular, like with the pay-per-click spend. We can compare your daily spend with the competition. So these are the kinds of things that everyone needs to understand are going on out there. You need some intelligence if you're going to develop a plan. Other competitive intelligence helps to quickly pinpoint the market share, and this is a report that you'll see in Word Vision technology if you want a free trial that allows you to see how you're doing versus organic market share. In other words, how many top listings does your website have versus a competitor where you're above them, you're beating them, or how many are you tied for, or how many are you losing. And you can actually see the keywords by clicking on these numbers here that you see that are helping to explain how you're doing versus the competition. So let's see, the next slide, number 4, developing an SEO plan. And SEO plans tend to drive search engine success. You'll notice a number of features of an SEO plan that we see. This is an Excel spreadsheet. You'll see keyword universe on here. You'll see a whole bunch of priority keywords or golden keywords. You'll see a category map that I'll talk about in a second. There's a lot of things on this report they're giving you really good data, and by searching and sorting this data, you're able to quickly find out what's hot and what's not with regards to topics and SEO strategy and your current positions and what's important and what is important. An SEO plan really becomes the driver for search engine success. But you also need to establish priority keywords when you're creating content. And I'm going to let your mind absorb some of these bullet points on the side, but believe me, priority keywords cannot necessarily be just the keywords that you don't have top 100 listings for right now, and that's your dream and your wish to be top with some of the listings. You need to prove your model out for building content and delivering results in a short-term game by going after keywords where you're already having some relative success for. That will enable you to see how this works and really how to drive SEO strategy. Content maps are critical for writers. We work with hundreds of writers here, freelancers that we're working and experts that we're bringing in for various writing assignments for our clients. The key to working with freelance writers is to set up the topics you want them to write about, give them both primary and secondary keywords, and let them really have a much easier way to score content, and I'll talk about that in a second as well. You need to make it easy for writers and not make it complicated. You cannot give your writers lists of hundreds and thousands of keywords and say, go write content around these topics. You need to break it down for them and make it easy. Number 7, expanding your content asset portfolio. How many people, I wonder, in this call are deploying assets, all of these assets? Articles, courseware, ebooks, podcasts, tip centers, webinars. Are you really using all of the assets you should be to connect with your customers, engage them, and keep them coming back for more? Are you listening to the social media conversations? Because if you're not, you're missing a golden opportunity to drive content strategy. When I say drive content strategy, I mean, what are you going to write about? What are the hot topics you should be writing about? How can you connect and start having conversations with people, talking about your thought leadership positions, your topics, your ideas? You need to listen in to really drive content strategy. Number 9, scoring content. Make it easy once again for writers. You need to find tools like Word Vision where you can just copy and paste an article in and score it for a particular keyword silo. That's the key thing you should be looking to do, is develop keyword silos and to score according to those silos. Finally, tagging the actual date you published content, you will see in a second, is the key to tracking content ROI. And I'm going to talk about that right now. So let's talk about tracking content marketing ROI. Let me show you some really simple ways that you can track content ROI, the return on the investment for content you're publishing on your website. So these are some new charts that are part of Word Vision, our technology platform, that allows us to quickly go in and say, when did we publish content, how much did we publish, and what was the impact with improved listing positions in the search engines. This is an actual client. We published about 60 or 70 assets in March, and about 20 assets, 15 to 20 assets in the months surrounding March. And you can see that in April there was an enormous spike of improved listing positions. This is an aggregate of all the improved listing positions related to the content that we published. We can also get granular with Word Vision right now with the Google Analytics API that allows us to not only showcase listing position improvements at Google, but actually overall increased traffic that resulted from the content we published. And we can get super granular with this and not just look at overall traffic improvement, but within the keyword silos, we can actually see what's going on. We can also look at repeat visitation. Are people coming back to the content after we publish new content on a client's website? That becomes increasingly important. What's the time on the site? Are we increasing that time on site? And are we looking at conversion rates? If you're doing A/B and multivariate testing, as we are with many clients, are you seeing a lift in conversion rate tracked with, say, Google Website Optimizer or Omniture or some of the other platforms? What's the content engagement? Are people downloading your content assets on your website? Are you tracking that? Here you see how we're pulling in statistics from our website into Salesforce showing that Susan Schaefer downloaded something from our content center. We can also track that further and look at content conversion, where one of our clients actually purchased something from us that had also engaged in a webinar, in 2 of our webinars. So somebody attended a couple webinars and then they made a purchase. So this is where it's going, folks, and this is how we're tracking content marketing engagement. But without further ado,